Hello, my beautiful African people. Welcome back once again to our channel. Today, we are looking at, or we're going to talk about this evil nurse in UK. Her name is Letby. She deleted 7 children from the hospital where she was working, and she attempted to delete further 7 children before she was caught. I decided to make this video because some people in Africa, when they go to hospital, they counter complications and they lose their loved ones or their children or their parents, maybe because of negligence or because of someone evil working in the hospital that helped to delete their loved ones, but they are not aware of that. So, but this evil nurse in UK has been working in hospital for more than 5 years, and she was carrying out this evil agenda of deleting young children, newborn children, taking away their precious life and denying their parents the joy of their loved ones, their children. But fortunately or unfortunately, she was caught. But I'm gonna give you a little background about her, and I will equally give you background on how she carried this evil agenda, the method she applied in deleting those children that she deleted. Some people in the Western world, when they do such evil act, they don't go unpunished. Thank God for the statistics. The hospital in the Western world, they keep statistics. So when there is abnormality, they can find it out quickly. And that's why they look at what is happening with death of children where she was working, and they quickly become suspicious. And things happens in Africa, things may be worse than this in African hospitals, and no one goes unpunished. No one takes accountability, because there is no justice without punishment for a crime. Justice demands that punishment applied for whoever that's guilty of a crime. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a bit of background about her and the method she applied for carrying her evil act. And I will quickly tell you where she is now, though she was just sentenced recently to life imprisonment. Lucy Letby was born in Hereford, January 4th, 1990. Her parents' names are John and Susan Letby. Lucy Letby attended University of Chester, where she graduated as a nurse in 2011. In 2012, she got employed at quarters of Chester Hospital, where she worked at the neonatal unit. She worked in this hospital for more than 3 years, where she cold-heartedly deleted 7 babies and attempted to delete 7 more before she was caught and arrested in 2018. You know, this nurse would have been caught, earlier than when she was caught, but because of what we called white privileged, she was not, because there was an Indian doctor that had suspicions about her and he complained to the authorities in the hospital about how strange this nurse was acting, and his concerns about those children that are being deleted. But his concern was ignored, and this Indian doctor was made to apologize to this lady. This is the same stuff that happens in Africa. You know how some power to be might try to cover up some of the stuff that people they know or they're connected to did, the wrongs they did or the evil stuff they did, even in hospitals in Africa, as you can see. Let me go ahead and talk about the methods this evilness used in carrying out this type of evil. Her methods includes physical assault, overfeeding with milk, forcing air into their stomach, and injecting air into the bloodstream of her victims. You know why I try to highlight this stuff like this, because I believe that this stuff happens in some of the hospitals in Africa, and even when some people raise concern, there's no one to hear their concern and take action. Because I remember during the pandemic, somebody I know, his mom goes to hospital on monthly basis for checkups, and during this particular checkup, she went to hospital and she didn't come back alive, and she went there with her 2 legs just for a checkup, and probably someone in that hospital did something to her, or I don't know how they did this, but the woman was not alive. You see how this stuff like this can happen in Africa, and the tragedy about it is that no one will be held responsible for this type of stuff. That's why when you go to hospital, you take your children or your loved one in Africa to hospitals in Africa, you should be on your alert, because things are happening that people don't know what it is. And this is not only about deleting someone in hospital. There's other abuses that goes on in hospitals in Africa. even in the Western world as well. But I'm concerned about Africa because there's somebody I know. Whenever some women went to have treatment from him, he always tried to grab them from behind, try to abuse this woman in some ways. And in Africa, people, even when you talk about this, people will not believe you, especially in Africa, because this man is dead now, and no one held him responsible for those stuff he did to so many. I know that he speak with so many women he did it to, because I heard this woman talking about it. Thank you for watching. Peace.